Episode 3, Being a Black Man in America. No matter the background, we are more alike than we are different.
Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the Kendall Doyle Show. I'm so excited today. I am so excited. I have some amazing people with me today. I have Ashley, a familiar face because she guest hosts with me all the time. And then I forgot who these people are. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
And she called us amazing.
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 No, and then I have the greatest television producers, my favorites.
Oh, wow.
My favorites. Y'all my favorites.
Wow.
And the host of it's gonna be syndicated soon.
Oh, all right, let's manifest that. Manifest that.
Speak for Yourself podcast.
Hey.
We have Patrick here.
Hi, guys.
And we have Marco Glorious.
Hey, what is good? What is good?
He already starting, y'all. He's
You
already
know
started.
what?
Thank
We
you for
here.
having us, Kendall. We really appreciate you having
Thank
us.
you.
Kendall,
Especially on this
Ashley.
episode. Thank you for having us, Ashley. We're excited to be here.
I am too. I'm so grateful. But you two, what I really wanted to discuss, and I just want to make the topic clear, is Black men in America. You know, this show is about talking about controversial topics so that we can get to a place of healing. We have a safe space to say whatever we feel.
Love that.
And it's like you guys' show is really that dynamic because y'all are both two Black men, but you have differences.
Yep.
But
Thank
you
you.
come together. And so I just thought that you two would be perfect.
I mean, we going through a difference right now. Like
We
I
are
can't,
as
even, I can't
different
even look
as
at
can
him.
be.
And
We
I
are
appreciate
as different as can be.
She's sitting here saying I'm doing it with Marco, and I'm like, who? We ain't even talking, but we gonna get through this. God got us.
Y'all
Won't he
been-
do it?
y'all
Won't he
been
do it?
professional.
will.
We're being professional.
Thank you.
Listen, think about the bag. Think about the goal.
Thank you. So let's get started on what we came here to. We're gonna get into some things.
Oh, we gonna get into some
We're
things
gonna get
today.
into some things.
Just so y'all know, we both barbed, so yeah, ask about it. And
Let
you might
'em know.
hear, yeah, let them know, Greg.
Patrick Hester.
And right, hello.
Passing the pepper. Black men as targets in society. So I wanted to start. I was talking to my dad, and I'm gonna put him out there. He made a comment about how it's two type of women in the world that it makes it hard for a Black man. They make it hard for Black men. I want your perspective on it. He said we have Karens, which target Black men,
And I think
then
everyone
we
listening
have-
knows that.
and then we have our Black women, which I won't say. They give, Black women who they deem as ghetto, like the names like LaQuisha, who also make it hard for Black men because they view those Black women as women who put them on child support, or women that just like it's all it's a household just broken, full of toxicity in the Black house.
They do too much.
Yeah, they
and,
do
like,
too
they're
much.
getting a headache.
Or what do they label Black women?
Like
Black,
the angry
the
Black
angry
woman.
Black woman. So on your perspective, and I guess these are the women that he view as like a target, that has like a target out on Black men, because he says that they don't tend to bother white men. Both the Karen and the LaQuisha. So Marco, I'll start with you. What do you feel?
I see what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Black men have targets on their back. I'm gonna say that, period, point blank. But also, so do Black women. But as far as a Black man, Karens, that's something that I guess that term is a relatively new term. And yes, we go through that, but we also go through, having targets on our back from white men. If your dad was just saying that these are the targets that women put on Black men,
he was just speaking specifically on
Of-
women.
of
And we're
women,
gonna
right?
get into white men.
Okay.
But when it comes to women, Black men are more targeted than white men dealing with problems with women, with a certain type of woman.
Well-
Those two women tend to make it harder on Black men than they do white men.
Yeah, well, you know what? Black men have gone through a lot. We've also have been looked. We've been envied as well throughout history, throughout society. People don't realize that people think black men are just athletic. Yes, blacks used to be slaves, but we also
Some of the best
civiliz-
inventors are African
civilization would
American
not
men.
have
Yeah.
been would not be what it was if it wasn't for the black man. You could say the Aboriginal man. You could say the Egyptian man, the Egyptian slave. To this day, people don't know how the pyramids were created. You know what I'm saying? So, me being a black man, I've at this point I understand why we are targets. I don't agree with it. I think that living my life for my whole life and just going through society the way that I have, I've learned to take the targets or take what's thrown at me and just continue to stick and move, so to speak, just so that I can continue to go on with my life, my day, my career. I feel sorry for, I'll say, the LaQuishas that you said, like the black women who your dad was referring to that kind of target black men, because I know that they go through the same things, if not more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
To us.
So,
to y'all.
correct. I think the Karens, that's something that just comes from the fear of not knowing the black man or wanting to have more of a connection with the black man, but still save face in their own white world.
Right.
Patrick, what do you feel?
Well, I'm never going to sympathize with anyone that's white, especially in America. So, Karens, God bless y'all. Keep it going, push it, won't he do it, whatever. In regards to the black woman, I'm happy that you touched on it because black women, I think, are the most disrespected in this country specifically and also have the most on their back. So, I think it comes from a place of hurt a lot of the times when the quote-unquote LaQuishas or whatever name we want to call them tend to attack a black man in that space. There's definitely layers to that. And I think you were kind of touching on that, especially because black women have a lot thrown at them in general. So I almost sympathize, and I don't want to say feel sorry for it, but there's empathy that's given because there's hurt behind that because there's a lot of discrimination that happens more to them than it does to us.
Correct.
You know, we still get paid more than black women. We still are able to run businesses as men. There's a misogyny, a toxic masculinity in this country that is biased toward men in general. More so to white men, and as you said, we'll touch that, but men still are better off than women. So I sympathize with that drama. I do think that it exists, but I think it comes from a place of hurt. In regards to the Karen space, I will never sympathize with that because this world is handed to you. Exactly. This world is given to you as soon as you're born. As soon as you're white, blonde with blue eyes, you have everything. You have news coverage. You have support. You have beauty standards. You have everything. You have representation that we will never be afforded, especially in this country. I do think that your dad actually does have a point in regards to women more so attacking the black man. I think the reason why we don't see it a lot from white men is because of fear, in a sense of like they know for a fact that they can't necessarily touch us.
It all goes back to slavery.
Yes, it always does.
At the end of the day.
I mean, if we want to talk about, I don't know how we can get swear, there's the nigger trope in a sense of just like white men had to overpower us in some way with words or with punishment because they couldn't in any other way. So we were always stronger. We were always built better. So they had to try to do something to us, which is why they fucked our women, which is why they did a lot of things that historically have demeaned us as men.
So I want to touch bases on what you said about being threatened.
Yeah.
Because you two, like I said, like we're fans of the podcast. We've watched it.
Oh, thank you.
And you have this, is it Will and Carl dynamic?
Carlton
Hey, yo.
Banks and Will Smith. Yes,
Right.
Fresh Prince and Carlton.
Fresh
child.
Prince and Carlton.
Yeah.
I'm clearly Carlton.
Yes. So I want
And I accept
and I love that you have identified who you guys
Thank
are
you.
because there's clearly, like I said, there's a different dynamic. And I was watching the Colin Kaepernick documentary, and it touched bases on how black men, there's two types. And Marco, the Fresh Prince, Will from Philly, that type of black man is deemed as like a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Carlton is the one that's more like accepted. So do you think in society they accept you more just based off of, like, you're less threatening?
1000%. Marco and I talk about this all the time. Not even on our podcast, just in life in general. There is this trope in a sense of like, be along to get along. I often think that sometimes people don't understand how black I am in certain spaces, because I'll talk a certain way or I'll act a certain way, and it's almost like I'm following suit. And then sometimes that strips up black people too, saying like, oh, I thought you were like quote unquote a coon or someone that's like following. I was like, oh, no. As soon as I walk into a room, I am black, and they will know that in some way. There's a sense of fear, and it comes with physicality as well. Marco carries himself in a way that is very gravitas and very like braggadocious.
I'm a big black man, right?
Exactly.
I got a beard, I got dreadlocks.
Yeah.
So people,
society has made that fearful, and that's what's crazy.
It's unfortunate, but people fear what they don't understand.
Yeah.
It's the ignorance to it. Like that one time, I think we spoke about it on our podcast when we happened to be going to this lounge. We were going in the elevator. It was NFL draft week. And
we were in an elevator full of white people. Yeah. They just immediately made a joke about the NFL.
It was one guy
drunk. He was drunk, but no excuse. He made this joke in a sense of saying like, "Oh, I guess the NFL draft is still going on," and we're like, "The fuck
like,
you mean?"
You know what I mean? Like, that was just really uncalled for. It was a little distasteful. But whatever. But the fact that we are bigger guys, I try to be mindful of it, because not that I'm not tap dancing. I'm always gonna be myself.
Yeah.
Right.
But I know as soon as Marco's not smiling, hey Marco, you okay?
Yep.
What's going on? You all right?
But you win people over with your personality, which is what's great in a sense of just like, and it's also kind of shady to say, or not even, or kind of a dichotomy of weirdness, because people feel safe with you once they talk to you, and the immediate attraction is like, no, stay away. But then you win people over.
Yeah, my personality.
And I think I'm the opposite. You see me, and they're like, "Oh, he looks so nice," and I'm like, "I'm not really. I'm not really that nice."
Trust me, I'm kidding. When I met Patrick, I thought, I was like, oh, like, and we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that because I just.
Are we? I didn't know. I wasn't prepared.
Are we gonna talk about how we met too?
First of all, she gave
we gonna talk about how we met?
She talked about this whole schedule. She lied to me. She lied to me.
She bamboozled us.
No, when
she coerced us to get here.
When I met Patrick, I thought like, it was gonna be like the. I guess I stereotyped him.
Yeah, I get it.
Because I thought that he was gonna be, and I want to touch bases on that, thinking that
every gay on TV. I get it.
A gay man is going to be my best friend right off bat. Like, I'm cute girl. He's gonna like compliment me. He's gonna like want to like do my hair and all type of stuff. Be my bestie. And like, actually, to tell you, Patrick is not that person. No, do Patrick.
Oh
Ashley.
no, they got imitation.
Do it. Show me something.
Child. We walk into the room and you're wearing something cute, be like, oh, that's cute. And then you're like, is it really cute, or like, you really start second guessing?
He keeps you, no, but he do keep you on your P's and Q's.
Right. He does.
Dot your I's and cross your T's when it comes to him.
Thank you.
But is it, Patrick? Is it a bad thing that like us as females, we should like view gay males like we should go like sought after you guys and like want a gay best friend? Is that does that offend you?
I think it depends on the intent. One of my really great friends, who y'all all know, my work wife, is one of my best friends in life. I think it depends on how you utilize that friendship. Oftentimes, I think a lot of women, specifically white women too, or just women in general, like to use gay men as accessories, and we're not accessories. Like, we're not the person for you to bring shopping to. We're very dynamic. We're not a monolith. We don't all act the same. And And again, not to harken back to our podcast, Marco and I have developed a relationship where I've opened his eyes to new things in regards to like the gay space, thinking that there is a stereotype that society and also Hollywood and things in public, consumption make about a gay person, and we're not all that way. And as Marco touched on, me being bigger and black, I'm not going to be like the typical gay person because I've also had to deal with some things that have shaped me into the person that I am.
Yeah, you're still black.
Exactly.
You're still a black male.
Exactly. And also, like, my story is different than everyone else's story.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I think women are great. I think they're good to have, like, friends. I happen to like fashion, not so much, but I enjoy beautiful things. So
I would say out of
enjoy all that
between
stuff.
me and you, I think I'm the.
You're more of a fashion-forward
more
person than I am.
fashion.
He's more.
Yeah,
Please,
but
you
he
wore
wore
a
his
jean
jean
vest.
denim. Yes, it's my utility joint, huh?
Oh. First of all, the girls watch, you know exactly where that's from.
Please,
Oh, yeah.
you wore jean vest.
The girls will
Marco
love
do
it.
not know what we be
Every
talking
time we say, he's like, "What are they talking about? It is a jean vest." So I'll show you after this.
We'll show you.
But
We'll
I
show
think
you.
there's this archetype or stereotype that, you know, oh, he's gonna, and that's what we had to develop our friendship in a sense of like, he's just gonna like me, and it's like I'm still a human being with opinions.
Yes,
And
he
I'm
was
not
like
just,
really looking at me up and down. Like when he first met me, he said, "Oh, that's cute."
Because you were too cute for school, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna show this girl how
Like,
she should
"Oh,
be.
that's
Yeah.
cute." And I was like, "What was your name again?" Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, I did say that.
Like, oh, alrighty then. I'm gonna have to. But Marco, with you are a heterosexual man, but you and Patrick have a great bond, and y'all don't even care about, you know, any like that difference. Like,
I'm actually happy you're asking him that because I don't think I could even ask you that because I think it's good for a woman to ask a man that in this space because I commend you on how our friendship has gotten. So I'm happy that you asked him.
like,
that.
do you feel like honestly, like, do you like how do you deal with people, like maybe a perception of how people
Assumptions,
for
yes,
sure. How
yeah.
people think about it and look at it.
Well, for me, I think if I'm gonna have a relationship with someone, I want to have the most authentic and organic relationship as possible. So, you know, like a woman who wants a gay best friend, like more or less you're doing that because it's the style. Like you watch something, you thought it was cool, you never had it,
That's
but it's in
offensive.
I call it the
style.
Will and Grace effect.
It's in style right
The Will
now.
and Grace effect.
You know what
It's
I mean?
really that.
Like, I did not say, hey, I don't have any gay friends. I need to make some gay friends this week or anything like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? Like, I had no idea I would have a friend like Patrick. You know what I mean?
He's one of a kind.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I'm also, you know, I make it a point to treat him the same way I treat any other of my friends, any relationships that I
That's so
have.
beautiful.
And if I have any questions about something that I don't know, if I'm saying this person is a friend or somebody that I want to get to know better, I want to be respectful of that person. So I'm gonna try to not be offensive at all. So I'm gonna say, hey, is this something that is offensive? Or is this, you know, am I saying the right things here? Oh, my fault. Did I say something wrong?
Yeah,
I apologize.
Y'all have had that.
We've
Of
had
course.
there's certain
course.
language that Marco has actively tried to change based off of like things that may
Yeah,
come
I'm
from,
still working on
but
stuff
we're all
like
works in
that.
progress. But
That's
the
good.
work is what is the most important thing.
Yeah.
I grew up a hood dude, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I still work on things, with, you know, because I don't want to offend my friend.
I always
Yeah.
say it's the intent because the thing is like we can't unlearn what we've known for so long. We could of course get to that place, but you got to show people some grace and you got to give people the opportunity to grow.
Right.
And even him like actively like not saying certain, because I also grew up in, you know, I mean I didn't grow up in the hood, but I grew up around that in a sense of like understanding that like and we all, and I think all of us here know that black people talk very differently, and not just ebonics. We just have a different kind of way that we
Language.
communicate.
Yes.
And we've had conversations about like this is the reason why it's offensive. Like you might want to redo this, or like I'll say certain things that may offend him, and he's like, "Why can you say it and I can't say it?" And we have to explain that to each other. And I think that's what makes our friendship great because we do the work. We try. We actively try to just be better people.
And I also feel like with friendships, it's really important that, you know, someone that you're, you know, your friend or whatever, that you can learn from them. I feel like learning from people is really, really important because you never know all of the answers. Like someone else has walked a different path than you, so you can learn from that person.
Absolutely.
But
That's
you made a
happened
good
with
point. If you're
us.
not learning from your friends, why are they your friends?
Exactly.
Same
you
with
need- yeah.
relationships.
Ooh.
So let's talk about relationships.
All right now.
Come
Come on, segue.
So I keep want to start off with Marco
Oh, get into him.
Yeah.
because as I go to Marco, then I go to Patrick. It's just the way the question works.
Okay.
So, black men, why is it
Ooh.
because somebody told me, and I won't say who he was, but he was like, you know, like if he would have tried it over again, and, you know, if he, you know, got with another woman or another wife, or if he made it to a certain status. No, that's what it was. If he had made it to a certain status in his life, the woman probably would have been mixed.
Oh. So not a black woman.
So he's saying that he's with a black woman now, but if he would have made it to a certain stature, he would have went lighter.
Wow.
Yeah, someone told me that.
Someone told you that?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's very ignorant.
Yeah.
That's
I
very
think that's
shallow.
very, very shallow, very ignorant.
But
But there's people who think that way.
That's what you know, that's what goes on.
And he said that like meaning it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what's going on. And you see it
Delusion.
when you know, when we watch certain when we watch, we have athletes and we have rappers and everything, and very seldom do you see these, you know, people of a higher status, black men date black women. They either want, they'll go straight white woman, or, you know, they want a mixed woman. They are not, and then it goes to, well, that's just my preference. And or if they do date a black woman, she has to be light complected.
Songs, be like,
yeah, light skin,
red
this,
bone,
you know, red bone. It's very, you know, now we've been pushing dark skin or chocolate women and stuff, but they really make, it's really like a colorist thing, and they make dark skinned women feel like they're not that girl.
I will never fault anyone for falling in love with whoever they want to fall in love with.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel what we have to keep in mind is that our society has shaped us so much that we think that we are formulating our own opinions and views, and we really aren't.
Right.
And that's everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This country, the United States of America, has been a European dominant society. So by default, your hair is straight because, in my opinion, because our society has put that
He's
on
not wrong.
us. Has put that on us so much so.
Yeah, well, why can't I just like
Well,
my hair straight?
Okay, so I've had this discussion before because I grew up in a predominantly white community, and I know that, you know, growing up, I did kind of shy away from wearing my natural curly hair because, well, there was many reasons. When I was younger, my mother used to do my hair, and, you know, I have very, very curly hair. It's easier if I just get a blowout or something to deal with it. Not that I didn't love my curls. It's just getting ready to go to school in the morning. I don't have time to do a whole curly hair routine.
Manageable.
You know?
It's
number
like,
one.
Yeah.
Number two, then obviously I went through a time period where I was looking around, seeing all the girls, they all have their straight hair, whatever. And I'm like, okay, straight hair. But at this point in my life, I feel like when I wear my hair straight, it's not because like, oh, this is what society is saying I should like look like or whatnot. It's just because I want my hair straight.
Well, think about it this way. You said making your hair straight is manageable, right?
Yeah.
How come our society hasn't found ways to make curly hair as manageable as wearing your hair straight?
Well, we do. We have
We
Tracy
have.
Ellis Ross.
We've tried our best.
Yeah.
It's a woman thing.
I disagree on both of what you're saying. I don't want to come across as direct, but I think it's nature versus nurture. We would be all remiss to say that we all are inspired or influenced by what society puts in front of
By
us.
the media.
As much as we like to think that we are controlling our own narrative, we're not. And it's unfortunate that's really what it is. But even like me, like wanting to like, you know, shave my, like, I am aware of my light skin privilege. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's certain things that society has shaped for us that allow us to get in certain doors, you know? We could even say that about names. Like, I love the fact that my parents named me Patrick Hester.
And I love that I'm Kendall.
And it's like, and also the reason why that is because Patrick Hester's going to get me in more doors than, I don't even want to say, like Darnell. And that's fucked up to say.
It's fucked up, but that's
a fact. And it's because
now
it's what society is saying. And it would be great if we lived in a world where you would look at the credentials of a person versus just the basis. You know, look at what the person can offer you. Like, you know, how many people you know aren't getting jobs because of their name or who have changed their names to be more accepted in places. And then you'll find out when you like see like, wait, that's your real name? That's so unique. That's so great. you know, and it's unfortunate. And I do appreciate you understanding your independence, but I would be remiss to say that we are all of us are still being shaped by what we know society wants.
So, like I said, you think that men tend to go for a lighter skinned woman or a white woman because of the media.
I think part of it.
What's the other part?
I think it's different factors. So
manipulation, privilege, it gets you in more doors. It happens in the gay community too. I don't want to cut you
Yes,
off, but
and I'm gonna get to you, Patrick. I'm gonna get to you about I'm gonna get to you about dating in the gay community. But what factors?
No, the factors that with society for a person's whole life, if they've only seen white or light as being the
superior.
Not even superior, but just what's represented as beauty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Media.
So it's like, the media, it's in the back of your mind. Now things are starting to, we're having these conversations. And I think if we continue to have more and more of these types of conversations in the future, maybe 20, 30, 50 years, things will change a little bit. Mm-hmm. But that influence our society has had on us has really, really had a big effect on men and women.
But then you say that, but we're not going out, like, we still attracted to our black men, like dark skin. I love me a dark skin man.
But if we even talk about, if take out the dark skin, you would be lying if you didn't say there are certain factors that men have to have for you to even talk to them, right?
Yeah.
And you could miss out on a really great guy based on those factors that society
but we're talking about
appearance, or are you talking about
both
quality?
physical and quality.
But I'm staying specific on the part of
physicality,
appearance when it comes to skin color. Mm-hmm. Black men tend to go for a lighter skinned woman, and you're saying because that's deemed as, in the media, that is deemed as that's the representation of beauty. Mm. But do you feel like white men have been put as a representation of beauty in the media?
Over the years, it used to be, yes.
But it's all women love black men. Mm-hmm. It's not the same.
I think it's different for gay men in response to and to straight men. I do think it's different in that.
In the 80s, I think light-skinned men and white men were winning.
In
the 80s,
I remember that.
The rockers, it was a
El
different time.
DeBarge.
Light skin and white,
long hair, white and black,
long hair, like that. They were winning. As we progressed, late 80s, 90s, athletes started becoming more prevalent. Hip hop started getting more prevalent. So you started seeing black men or men of color in positions where they were leaders and influencers. Mm-hmm. So now it's like a whole new world. Like, oh wow, this person's an influential individual and he does a new type of music.
And if anything, that's where the fear of the white man comes in to black men because of that power.
Because now the influence is now it's the media has nothing else to do but submit to the influence that men of color are having. So it sucks because I feel like we are such a slow, we're so slow and archaic.
Humans are stupid
in the way that we think.
We are.
Hopefully,
she always said, "Where's the faith in humanity?" Girl, you better put it in something else.
I mean, if we continue to move on, yes, hopefully things will get better and dark-skinned people will be looked at as being beautiful, just as equal to light-skinned or white people.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Could we get there? I don't know.
I think we're trying. I think you guys are definitely doing that.
Patrick, so just like I asked Marco, what about the gay community? Is it a complex within the gay community?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think, you have the idea of fetishes. You have the idea of, unattractive. You have the preference thing. There's a lot of things on the apps where it's like, no blacks, no femmes, no fats, no all that. There's like lists. And it's so crazy that a segregated society is so segregated in a sense of there's more segregation within that society than anything.
Oh my goodness.
One thing that I want to say, which is interesting, I was talking to my work wife again about this months ago, maybe even years ago, about my issue with gay black men in the media. And I may have talked to you about this too, Marco. in a sense of just like, I find it very fascinating about how Hollywood pushes forward these black gay men that are in interracial relationships, meaning like find love. But it seems like a lot of the leaders that we have as younger people who are black and gay, also in this media space, trying to make it what we have as the successful black relationship in a gay space is a white and a black man. You know, RuPaul has a white husband.
Very
Billy
interesting.
Porter dates white people.
I can't think of
Karamo
one.
dates white people. And it's nothing against that. Like, find what you find. But it would be interesting if Hollywood kind of collectively got behind the black experience of, like, seeing two black chocolate men on the red carpet, or just two black men in general.
Right.
And it
So
seems
it
like
seems
those
like
people...
it's the same.
It is, but also in the white space, it goes back to the European thing. When I was coming up figuring out that I was gay, all the porn that I found was of white men. And there was a period in my life where all I thought I was attracted to was white men, because it was like, that's what I saw. That's what I saw as gay. That's what I saw. I didn't see. And if anything, especially in the black community, gay is forbidden. You don't talk about that. And if anything, why would I lean into that when so many people in my society either are down low, molest you, or shun you, push you away? So there's that dichotomy of understanding like your blackness in this space, and how do you, falter that? How do you go through that fodder? And hopefully you can get to that place. Because I mean, my preference is black or brown only, but like that's nothing that is against. Am I open to the idea? Sure. I don't think it's gonna happen for me because I'm not attracted to those people. But with that being said, I know for a fact for me. And
Wait, you're not attracting black and brown?
No, I'm attracting a lot of those.
Oh, okay.
And I'm attracted to those.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that I want to sleep with someone that understands my plight and my struggle. Like, I don't want to go home saying like, why did this happen? Like, explain it to me. It's like, you know why it fucking happened, because you live it too. So and I think there's a beauty in companionship in that way, in my opinion.
Yes.
Just speaking for myself here.
So I want to speak on the workplace, because we're all professionals and black. I know that, I know how we as women, as black women, me and Ashley, we've spoken about how we felt as black women in the workplace. But like I said, it's two dynamics. It's a masculine individual, black man in the workplace, and then there's a gay black man in the workplace. So I want to know like the difference, like how y'all are targeted, or what do y'all go through? Is it the same, like just because y'all are black, or do you maybe get a advantage?
Oh, 100%.
Or privilege?
I was just about to say,
100% I get an advantage.
He's a little safer than I am.
Yeah.
Especially us working in entertainment.
They feminize us. They weaken us as gay black men in the space. It's like, oh, that's just like a woman. So it's almost like the dichotomy of like, oh, we can kind of accept that because there's like a beauty behind that. But you can speak on your experience.
I think, I'm more or less shunned because I'm not
appropriate.
I'm an alpha as well, and they don't understand. They don't quite get like, okay, he's happy, he's funny, he's silly, but he's not gay.
Yeah.
I don't get him. Like, you know what I mean? It's
or
like,
the adverse of that is the shunness of like, we don't care about him. So it's either the fear, or it's like, we don't care about his opinion. We don't care about what he has to say. We don't care about...
Because he's just a joke.
Yes.
He's just...
And that goes back...
to be.
Yes.
Or they want you to be just a joke because all they see is the laughing and the fun.
Yeah.
And not really valuing what you
Honestly,
have to say.
I personally feel like it's also the fear.
1,000%.
Oh, yeah.
You can't have power. You can't have power.
That's a king.
Yeah.
And if he realizes he's the king in this space, we're doomed. They got us. We can't do what we're doing, which shouldn't be the case. But that's the fear of a straight black man.
Yeah.
In
I think any black person in general. We've had conversations offline, Kendall, about how like I'm at that place in my life, and maybe it's because like I'm closer to 40 than I am to 20. All right, but with that being said, it's they're afraid of the confidence. But the thing is, like, they want to crack your veneer so hard in these spaces just to break you and peg you down. But when you can't be broken, there is such a power in just knowing how great you truly are. Like, that is the epitome of like black excellence. When you walk into a space and you're just like, I'm the shit. No one can touch me.
Yeah,
and then,
he tells me that all the time.
And the thing is, it's not saying that you're perfect. We all have to have humility. We all have like flaws. We all have things that we can grow on. But when you start with that affirmation of like, I know that I'm good and I know that I'm good at that, nothing else, all the other stuff is just outside noise. It's just
I
like,
love that.
tell me whatever you gotta tell me, and then like I'll figure it out. And that's why like I'm on that like fuck shit of just like, yeah, tell me, and then I'll do it better than you even think about anything. And it's great, especially in the workspace, because like the one thing about what people, especially everyone at this table, and we've talked about this. And this is no disrespect to people listening or watching. People of color are always steps ahead of everyone in every workspace because we're always prepared for what may come in every aspect of everything.
I agree.
Everything may be thrown. We're like, it could be seen this way. We can be seen. Why do you think we start these emails? So there are many. You've all seen those memes and those gifs of people literally taking 20 minutes to send the right email to somebody.
Correct.
Because we're like, we already know, and we
Yes.
say anything direct, it's going to be taken 10 times higher. So we're already thinking about what you guys think that we are.
And then we see our white counterparts say
The
an email
way
like, wait,
worse
what the-
shit.
what
Way
the hell?
worse, yeah.
How dare you say this? Like, you really thought that you could say this in the email
Child,
to
I
me?
saw it. I saw some
We see
stuff.
we see it all the time, and the thing is we get baffled at the fact that these people still have jobs, and I'm like, if I would have done that, I swear to God, my ass would have been. They would have packed up my box that day, saying like, "Thank you
you.
so much for your time."
Yes.
But
Right.
now I think, and this will come with age, you got to get to a place where you got to call people on their bluff, in a sense of saying like, "So what you gonna do without me? Like, how's this gonna live?" And you also have to be ready with that to walk. If they're ready to call you on yours, you got to be ready to be like, "Bye."
Yeah.
So talking about in the work, being, trying to be acceptable in a workplace, especially when you're around your
I'm
white
sorry.
counter-
I'm sorry to cut you off. Just to add something to that. Women have it harder, by the way. You
Yeah.
guys have it way harder.
Oh,
than
yeah.
we
Oh
do.
yeah, I feel that.
In a sense, like you guys have it way harder, especially in the workspace, because y'all have to be everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be perfect. You have to be great, and you can't have off days. So I just wanted to end on that. Like, I'll never understand the struggle of that because you'll always have it harder.
Well, that's why I kind of I empathize with Marco, because you are like your job is, when you walk in, is to make people feel good
Mm-hmm.
and happy,
Yeah.
a whole audience.
Mm-hmm.
And do you ever, like, I want you to express how hard that is when sometimes you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I refer to it like tears of a clown, because at the end of the day, you don't expect to see a clown's tears, or a person who is there to make you feel good. You're not thinking about how they feel. But I've also kind of, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I've kind of like indoctrinated into my mind, or into my approach, that like I'm almost like a machine. Like
Yeah.
I kind of have to be so good that I'm always gonna be good. Even if when I'm bad, I'm still good. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And that's
Exactly.
not necessarily good.
How is that mentally? Yeah, because I was going to say, like, how is that mentally? Because you could have a horrible day and it's like, I still got to go in here and
Yeah, and I've had horrible days, and I've continued to do what I do. I'm just, ain't nothing to it but to do it. That's the approach that I have. And yeah, it can.
Ain't that some shit? Because a lot of other people who don't look like us have off days, and they'll tell you a whole soliloquy about it, and you'll be like, I just came to say good morning. But anyway.
No,
All right.
absolutely. But you just kind of have to. You have to make yourself be that way. I look at myself like I still want to be better and better every single day. And
Yes.
that's just my approach. Now, I'll say this. It probably would have a bad effect on another person. I mean, I'm sure it has a bad effect on me in certain ways.
Because you bottle a lot, probably.
I do,
And there's
I'm
days of
sure.
explosion at some point.
I'm sure, but I wouldn't say this is a good way to handle things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I think God doesn't give you what you can't handle. So I think I can handle certain things, but at some point, there's been times where like, yo, nigga, you got to sit down, pause, take a breath. You know what I mean? Recap, reevaluate. You know what I mean? And if I don't do it, God will do it for you. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So it's frustrating, but I appreciate when someone like you kind of takes note of that. And that's just, to me, it's like, you know what? At the end of the day, I work in entertainment, and entertaining is what I do, and I cherish it. I think
Yeah.
that being able to make someone happy or leave a lasting memory about something I did, or the experience that they had, or something that I was able to just contribute to, that to me is like being close to God.
Yes.
Not in the deity sense of the word, but just being godlike,
Yes.
helping the person.
Chosen.
And what I will say is, I still remember, the first time, like the very first time I met you, and you probably don't even remember, but I will never forget that day just because of how you made me feel. And my sister was with me too,
Really?
and she was like, "Wow, like that was amazing." Yeah, like
Wow.
seriously.
See, stuff like that really touches
And then the more
my
I
heart.
got to know you, I was like, I knew this guy was. He's
I'm
nice.
actually about to cry, child. She over
No,
here
but I
getting
appreciate
teary.
that. Like, and now that we all have come together, I think we've been, like, it's funny because the way we met, but
Man.
that's because of you. But no, I think we all have been able to understand each other better. I think we aren't too much different from each other. So things happen and kind of we were able to kind of fall into line. But yeah, this is something that as a black man, I've gone through situations where me being younger but looking older was a problem. I've had people follow me in stores. I've had cops pull guns on me. I've done the marching. I've done the protesting. I'm at a point in my life now where it's like, you know what? I have to sit back, analyze, and say, what is the best way to handle this situation? If they shoot another black man, okay. For me, protesting is not the answer anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We've been told
I
this
agree.
now.
There has to be some sort of actual change and ways to make things happen. I'm tired of certain aspects of being a black man, but I can't wash it off or wipe it off. So my thing now is that I am very reserved, and I approach things like more of a cerebral type of way. And I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting. I want us to get better as a people.
Yeah.
But
I see it. I just when. Well, I see when like people are getting acknowledgments and getting things that we've never thought that we could accomplish before. That's how these black women like Wendy Williams and Sherry Shepherd have their own talk show, and they dominating the daytime talk show industry. Like that's wins. But then we kind of get set back when we go on the Oscars and we slap people.
yeah.
So
that was a tough one.
But
The thing about that though, and I sympathize with that moment, and I sympathize with the people who are. I understood it, and I think all of us here can say like I understood it, and that may be a cultural thing. But
yeah, I understood
I
it.
got why it happened. I don't think it should have happened, but
that was tough for me.
yeah.
It was very tough for me. And Will was one of my biggest
Love
inspirations.
Will.
But I think that's the reason why we've had this conversation
Look
for so
up to
long.
Jada.
Is
I love her and
because
Will.
I think that's the reason why we've had this conversation for long, because we idolize, a lot of people in the community idolize that man. He was like perfection, and it was like the one thing he did was like the most demeaning thing, and who he did it to was another black person.
I don't
And
understand.
that was
I don't
it.
understand. I understand.
I understand it. I mean, well,
I
we don't.
understand.
I don't want to talk
All right,
about this
yeah,
here.
we ain't gonna dive in
Exactly.
because we got some
some
things.
names.
We got some
gotta
things
keep
to talk
going.
about. I want to touch on one thing about the workplace when it comes to us, like about like women, black women. Like for Ashley, can you give us? Because she really told me something that really like opened my eyes about how you are from an area, that is more white people.
Right.
So you don't have like, she just, when it comes, and then you explain it when you talk about like being in the workplace, how white people think they can approach you easily just because of where you come from, and you're not like, like how they may view me sometimes as maybe like a more aggressive
Or a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think.
Sorry.
Yeah, this
Just saying.
Yeah, I couldn't say that.
You could have. I'm just like, I mean,
Yeah,
Ciao.
it's a really loaded one, and it's something that I think, I still have to work on. But, like I said before, I grew up in a predominantly white community. Anytime that I left my community and I was around, more black people, it was always, oh, girl, you talk so white.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from? Like, why do you sound like that? Like, you're not black, and like things like that. And, that was something that was really, really hard for me, because I felt like internally I had to try to accept the fact that when I am in this white community, I'm looked at as like, that's the black girl. But then I'm in the black community and it's like, oh, she's acting like a white girl. And so I felt like in the workplace, because of, I guess, maybe the way sometimes how I approach situations or maybe how I talk, I feel like it's allowed people to feel like they can talk to me easier or say certain things to me. Even though in my head, I'm like, you do realize I'm still black. I will always be black. Just because I talk a certain way doesn't mean that, you know, I'm not black. And I think that's something that it's tough. And I think society needs to, I want to say society needs to change it. I don't know how easy it is for them to change it or how long it'll take, but it's definitely a tough one that I feel like sometimes I'm alone in that situation because, you know,
You're not. You just need to find your tribe because there's a lot of people that you work with that are dealing with the same thing.
Yeah.
And you just have to find those people that support you and understand that strife. Because you're never alone. There's a lot of black girls listening and watching that know exactly how you feel.
And as far as them viewing me as a bitch, child.
I didn't say that. I just said or.
Or two.
Wait, before you continue, because something just popped in my head.
What?
It's like the perception. So, for example, we'll put you and me next to each other.
Yeah.
It's the perception of, you know, some people look at Kendall and be like, oh, she's the troublemaker.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's not saying I'm going out and like causing all this trouble.
But you really the
but
troublemaker. I know.
No, I'm not. But it's just saying, it's just like so easy sometimes for other people to just like try to
She
put
the
us,
bad girl.
put us
Or she
against
could
each other.
fight. Or she could.
Oh, you going out with Ken?
Oh.
Make sure she don't get you
But
Yeah.
in trouble.
you know who that matters to? Absolutely fucking no one. Because that's
Well,
their
yeah.
opinion on you. And if I cared about what every bitch had to say about me, I wouldn't go outside. Ever.
But that's why we laugh about it. We
Go
laugh
hide.
about it
Go
because
hide.
we
Exactly.
know. We know what the truth is between us, but
Yeah.
it's just very interesting
Yeah,
to
we
see
know the
to
truth.
see that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No, okay. My last thing I want to talk about this concept of black men don't cheat. Where did that come from?
Marco.
Listen.
He
okay.
said
Come
it.
from?
He
Listen,
said it.
you know
he
what?
shared it.
I think the narrative is that, you know, black men have, you know, well, it used to be.
Have you cheated?
I've never cheated, actually.
Well, let's understand what equates cheating.
Okay.
Like, what is everyone's because everyone's definition of cheating may be different.
Emotionally, if you making somebody else feel like you making me feel, or you wouldn't do that in front of me, that's cheating.
While you're in an actual monogamous
Yes, a real
relationship.
relationship.
You were in a
Yeah,
real-
like that's
And
my
it's been- and
boyfriend.
it's been established.
Yes, that's my
Okay.
boyfriend. That's my
Okay.
man.
Of course, if it's been established, then yes. But I think the narrative used to be for such a long time is that black men are deadbeats. You know, black men don't raise their children. Black men, you can't, you know, find them. You can't have them around certain family members, that sort of thing. So I think the narrative of black men don't cheat was something to kind of elevate the way black men view themselves and view how they approach relationships. I think it's a good thing. Now, I think it started off as a joke, but I think it elevated black men's approach to how they handle relationships and to their women and really striving to not cheat. I think it has been a good thing. I think Charlemagne started it.
Yeah, it's
But
like
also,
it's like a
I-
campaign.
Yeah, but also
Yeah, but
I
niggas
feel
cheat.
like some.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Niggas cheat.
Niggas
so
cheat.
Black
so
men
if
don't
they
cheat.
do you cheat?
Niggas
Because you a
cheat.
black man.
Well, my thing is this. Here's my thing, Nicki Minaj.
Have you cheated?
Here's my thing, Nicki Minaj. No, I've never cheated.
Never.
I've never cheated. No.
Okay.
Contrary to popular belief, like everyone may think. I know I flirt with a lot of people, but he has never cheated. If I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be in a relationship if I don't want to be in one. And I'm
Correct.
very open in the sense of like, I will tell you I want to fuck other people while I'm in the relationship, so we need to figure out what's going on here because I'm not going to make the mistake and cheat. I don't think I've ever been cheated on. I don't know for a fact, but anyone that I've been with in a relationship sense has never admitted to me that they've cheated. But they could have done things that I wasn't privy to and all that stuff. But I think everyone cheats. I think cheating is exciting. I think people like the thrill of it, which is why they do it. And I think that there has to be an understanding as to what equates cheating. Because if you're in a relationship that you want to do other things with other people, that just may be a conversation of what is our relationship looking like now. Do we want to open it up? Do we want our relationship to look differently? Do we want it to be different than what society has made it? And that is only important to you and the other person that you're sleeping with.
Right.
Love that.
Right.
We gonna get to black women. Ashley, have you cheated?
No.
Girl, she lying. She can't even say that straight face.
Oh my god. Guys, if I'm gonna be very real with you, I've never even had like a full like official relationship before. So,
But you're so young.
We
You have so
young.
much time.
yeah, I have. I know.
If anything,
I got
don't.
time.
At your age,
But-
you know what I was doing? I'll tell you off this camera.
Offline.
Mm-hmm.
No, but yeah, I really have never cheated.
No.
No. I mean, I wasn't in a relationship
All right,
to
let's
cheat
go to
anyway.
it.
Kendall?
Let's get the answer now.
Kendall?
Hold on,
Now
let me
to-
pull up my seat now because
to
I know
the host.
Miss Phaedra.
To the host.
This ain't Phaedra. No, this is my show. We're not going there. This is my show. We ain't asking me.
And that's how we close
I
it.
ask the questions, and that's how we gonna close it. Now we're gonna get into manifesting,
Okay.
and then we're gonna be done. So what we'll do, since it's my show, we'll start with me. What we want to manifest, and basically, since this is a different show, we're just gonna try to manifest like if it's our way of thinking when it comes to being black people in a society. Just you can think about it for a little bit, but I'll go first about what I want to like manifest. With me, cause like how I didn't really touch on how I feel about me in the workplace. But like because I've seen a lot of black women like in the workplace be like, child, they get mad. I'm finna go. This my last day, child. And they just be over it. You know what I'm saying? And I just want
Oh, I know where you work. Who?
No, I'm just saying. I said in the workplace, and it's like
We've seen that. We've seen
yeah,
that.
I'm not
Seen
talking
it.
about a
Seen it
particular
before.
We've seen
person.
it.
Okay.
I've just seen it in the workplace, and how black women we get fed up, or if somebody rub us the wrong way, and I want to manifest because I am a black woman, and because I don't want a stigma. Just toughen it out. Like we're gonna have our bad days, we're gonna have our good days. Don't get offended. Don't pop off. Understand that yes, you're in a workplace. These people are looking at you, and I just want to manifest and just make sure that I'm on point. Like, cause I like with my face, these masks might come off soon, and I just don't want to be looking at nobody crazy when they got me messed up. Cause you could give them that real black girl stare, and you could like, or I can like real have an attitude with somebody, and I want to manifest that. I don't want Nene to come out.
Oh.
I don't want to do that.
What about you, Ashley?
I think for me, what I would manifest is that, obviously, the black community, we've been, doing good lately, and we've all like try to give each other our flowers and support each other. But also sometimes the black community could also be very hard on other people in the black community.
Yeah.
And I think that I would really like to manifest, the black community being nicer to each other sometimes and be more accepting of each other. Listen to each other, even if you come from, different walk of life. But that is what I would manifest.
Because we all on each other's team.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
We all still
Mom,
same
you wanna
color.
go?
Sure. I mean, for me, I think what I said earlier about having authentic and organic relationships. As a black man, I try to do that, but I don't think people try to do it with us. I think they do what they think, what they see on TV, and what they think is cool. So for me, I would like to manifest that people really just try to understand individuals instead of trying to be cool and acting the way that they saw so-and-so act in their favorite show to their black friend. I get that
That's
a
a good
lot.
one. Yeah.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know what you're doing. You saw
Yeah.
that last week on so-and-so show. Like, just be real. Like, talk to me like you would talk to Chuck or
Yeah.
Ken or, you know what I mean? Like, and I get you'll understand me better by being yourself, and then we'll have the conversations that way. So
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Patrick has the.
I guess mine would be manifest having faith in your own power, meaning don't look for reassurance from other people, look for it from yourself. Oftentimes, especially as black people, we seek out acceptance. We seek out, I need to be accepted by everybody. And I think understand that not everyone is for you and you're not for everyone either. And it's okay. I think a lot of the times, we talk about this all the time, and we're all lucky enough to have found friendships outside of the workplace. But we ain't supposed to be friends with everybody that we work with. And that's okay too. I'm not going to be your type. You're not going to be my type. All I need from you is respect and you to do your job. And then deuces, I'll see you at the Christmas party. With that being said, just have that faith in your power. Because once you have that, then everything else will follow suit. And you won't even give a crap about anybody else and what they have to say and think about you. And that's my TED Talk.
You guys, thank you so much for being a part of this.
Yeah,
we had a great talk.
Yeah, this was great.
We had a great talk. Shout out Chelsea Bell because because we do this all.
Hold on, they're not paying our bills yet. We like that place.
Oh,
Until you pay our bills.
Right.
We love y'all and y'all give us discounts, but it could be more. And also
It's a fine guy that works there too.
Who?
Nah, just playing.
Oh my goodness.
Who you talking about? You talking about my boy?
Let me text him.
You got enough problems.
Let me
Don't you got
text him
enough
right
problems?
now.
Okay, wait, but the camera's still rolling. Okay, well, it's a wrap. Thank you guys for coming
Thank you.
on. We have so much fun. I love talking to these people. We'll see you next time, you guys. The Kendall Doyle Show.
Bye.
All right.